Oh, what an awful day. Awful, I tell you, so awful. The terrible, horrible, no good Supreme Court declared my tariffs to be illegal, and which quite frankly I think was the wrong decision, because as you know, they gave me the power to destroy everyone and everything at will, and quite frankly I should have that power because, well, if I didn't, quite frankly, we don't know what would happen. It would probably be quite bad, in fact. But the rotten Supreme Court, we don't like them, not at all anymore. I don't care if they come to my State of the Union address, but I don't like them anymore, and I'm quite disappointed, quite frankly. But anyhow, now that my tariffs have been declared illegal, I will continue to tariff everything, and continue doing tariffs, because that's what I like to do, and quite frankly, I don't care what anyone else says, especially not the stupid Supreme Court that, quite frankly, I appointed a third of, and I'm very proud of that, but I'm not so proud of them right now. And hey everyone, it's Friday, but there's some interesting news today if you didn't know. So yeah, welcome back to Coolcraft here. And of course, the interesting news is that Minecraft is finally introducing the non-exclusive full screen mode that the game hasn't had for a long time. Yeah, that's definitely the news that I was alluding to in the title / the intro of this thing. Wait. Hang on a second. Are my resource packs applied properly? Let's go see. No, they are not. Well, that is certainly a mistake. Oh, my speakers are still on. Anyhow, yes. Welcome back to Coolcraft, everyone. Oh, yeah. Also, hello. I am back once again. I didn't stream on Sunday last week because I did not feel like it. I was doing other stuff. I was too engrossed in that other stuff to think of it. But yeah, what made me realize that my resource pack wasn't applied was the ladder. See, it's a bit 3D right now because I have the resource pack on. I don't know how that resource pack got turned off either. Oh, it's probably because I checked out the latest snapshot to check out that full screen mode now properly works. You see, the problem I have with full screen mode right now is ever since I upgraded to Windows 11, thanks Microslop, OBS hasn't been able to capture anything when Minecraft is in full screen mode. I'd put Minecraft into full screen mode. Actually, sure, I'll do it right now. I can show exactly what happens. This happens. And it doesn't get any better. Also, I have no idea. Oh, and now that's just frozen. Also, I have no idea what you can actually hear during that, because OBS appears to freeze continuously when that happens, which is weird. But anyhow, in order to now fix the thing, I've gone out of full screen mode now. You can see my mouse moving around, but clearly it's not in a situation where that would be allowed. So I have to toggle the source on OBS in order to go back here. So to get around this and make it look okay for the videos, I've punched OBS the source in OBS in a little bit so that you can't see the window title bar up here. And I've lined it up nicely so that all these boxes over here are just like flush against the side of the screen, as well as you just can't see the little server messages cannot be reported line right here in the chat. So Minecraft does have a little bit of a safe zone around it. It's not much, but it's enough and works for this sort of a situation here. But yes, anyhow, today, what am I going to do? I'm going to go head back underground and continue where the last stream basically left off, because I didn't do anything with that the past week, because I've been doing other things for some reason. You know, now that I think about it, I have no idea what I spent this last week doing. Yeah, what did I spend this last week doing? Anyhow, getting out the soda. Sprite for today, which looks like a very clear label on the green screen. Okay, the pumpkin and melon farm is going. Oh, I know what I did. Oh, one of the things I did, that was one night. It was because I was designing a thing that I'm hopefully going to be building in my next episode. Also, I have no idea when that's going to be out. I didn't do any really recording this week, so a week off, I'll say, which is ironic because I didn't have much in the way of schoolwork this week. Heck, I didn't have too much in the way of classes this week. All my classes on Wednesday this week got canceled because there was there's someone who's interviewing for a professorship that the school's coming through, and the professor that I had the classes with was the one, it was like the one running the interview process, and so he just like didn't have class on, he didn't hold class on that day, so he just like said, hey, he's gonna be given a present, or I guess the candidate's gonna be given a presentation, come see the presentation, give feedback on the candidate because they could be here for 50 fucking years. And, you know, having some student feedback is, you know, I guess valuable on that. And it's good that the faculty actually want, you know, student feedback on that. So yeah. Anyhow, so that was one of my days this week. And despite the fact that I didn't even have class, I still didn't do shit. I quite frankly don't know what I spent this week doing for the most part. Which is pretty damn impressive. Anyhow, why am I down here? This is not where I've intended to go. I do not need this anymore. What? Oh, must have killed the skeleton recently. Into the hole! To be banished for all of 5 minutes before it despawns. Alright, so at the very end of the last stream I came in here. At the very end of the last episode I also came in here, put in the stairs. This down here is our concrete converter. I probably am, definitely going to make a better entrance for this once this part of the hallway here actually gets decorated. But more importantly is today we are going to be doing a bunch of digging for the sugarcane farm. I'm just going to say it because it's a sugarcane farm, it's whatever. But it's going to be underground so that you don't like see it from the surface up here. Because I like to keep the surface looking like a big-ass wheat field. Quite frankly. So let's see. So yeah, dig out a bunch of space, like, actually, no, it's not really an easy, like, amount of space here. Okay, I'll just start digging some space out. I need more torches. Let me go grab more torches, but I'll dig out the space here. That's what we're doing. We're digging spaces. Alright, let's see. Head through the tunnel. The tunnel that's actually decorated. I have no idea what I'm doing for decoration of that other tunnel. I did kind of struggle thinking of like a, you know, I guess like a scheme, a color scheme type thing I wanted for those tunnels. I knew at least for the villager one, I wanted it to be a little bit industrial, a little bit dungeon-y feeling. But outside of that, I don't know. I didn't really know what I was going to do, and I got that. And for the horses, I guess I did a little bit better. Oh no, I was also like, what the fuck do I do for this? Like, what is, I don't know, the inside of a horse stable look like? Probably nothing particularly too interesting or easy to build in Minecraft. Which is why I did what I did. But, you know, I think it's turning out pretty... I think overall this starter base is turning out pretty well. Because, alright, this is just the starter base. I don't know what the main base is going to be. But there certainly ain't no giant storage system here. So this can't possibly be my main base. Alright. It's around the corner. And... Alright. Yeah, let's see. Okay, well, let's... Right. Alright, that's gonna be... I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm just saying random things that are coming to me. Now, we do have a beacon here that I've set up over this way a bit. It's like down in there. So I don't know what the limits of this are, and I can't be bothered to turn that on. Oh yeah, also actually something quite useful for this task right now. Let's see. Okay, we'll see in a moment. There it is. I spent some time before the stream today porting the old light overlay mod to 21.11 because no one had done that, which was kind of surprising to me. I just haven't checked in a while. I'm like, Really? There's been a couple 21.10 ports, but nothing to 21.11. I tried to port it to 21.10 and just kind of like gave up at some point because like I have no idea what I'm doing. And of course other people did it, but no one else has done it for 21.11. So I took one of the 21.10 ports and I worked off that to get to 21.11, and I did have to gut and change a bunch of code because stuff's changing. And hey, the future is going to be changed even more because this is rendering shit. And oh, actually exciting news from this week. Minecraft is going to Vulkan, which, if you don't know, that is another graphics API. So OpenGL is the graphics API the game is written in currently, or uses currently. Vulkan is another one made by the same people, the Kronos group. Vulkan's a lot newer and more powerful, but it's also much more annoying to work with, because there's a million different knobs and things you gotta do. And for example, a basic Vulkan application, if you're just writing it yourself in like C++, a basic Vulkan application that just like draws a rectangle to the screen is like 500 lines of code. And that's with using additional libraries to make things easier. So yeah, Vulkan ain't a walk in the park. But I don't know what the experience using what the fuck is this library named? LWJGL, Lightweight Java Game Library. That's it. Because that is, by all metrics, unless Mojang is going to be writing their own Vulkan implementation for Java, which I doubt they are. So I'm pretty sure they already use LWJGL anyway. I don't know what the experience of making a Vulkan application with LWJGL is. It might be easier than just raw C++. But, yeah. It's going to be a change for sure, but hopefully just this Vulkan itself, the switch to Vulkan should hopefully make the performance just straight up better and should allow them to get more out of the game. But the most important reason why they're doing the Vulkan upgrade is because of Apple. You see, OpenGL has been deprecated on macOS for a long time now. And supposedly Apple is just going to straight up delete it from the platform in the future. Which means all versions of Minecraft before this fall, when it actually gets rolled out to releases, will no longer work on macOS. So, yeah, one reason to hate Apple. Now, that's not to say that there can't be like any mods that backport Vulkan to or backport the Vulkan implementation to older versions of the game, but it is a serious roadblock. No, actually, you might be wondering if Apple is like getting rid of OpenGL, why would Vulkan be available? Well, it's technically not. What really Apple has their own graphics API for macOS called Metal, which is stupid. But there is an industry standard tool called Molten VK, which is a seamless translation layer to translate Vulkan API and Vulkan API calls and shaders to Metal API calls and Metal shaders. So it's functionally just write stuff as you would for Windows or Linux in Vulkan, and it'll just work on macOS forever, as long as Metal's a thing, I guess. So, there's that. It's good, though. It's good shit. Now, yeah, there's going to be a lot of modding problems, because if you use OpenGL directly, whoops, it's gone! But if you didn't use OpenGL directly, well, you are completely fine, actually. Unless you're doing something really weird and tricky with mixins. If you're not directly using OpenGL, if you're just using the internal Minecraft APIs for doing rendering stuff, everything will work. Because obviously Mojang doesn't want to rewrite the entire game to work on another rendering engine. That'd be a waste of time. I think I want to go a few blocks this way now. Yeah, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep their high level shit the same. So their high level API calls to render things, that's all gonna remain the same. So anything that uses them, be it the game or mods, whatever, that's gonna keep working just fine. But anything that is of a more low level nature with OpenGL is not gonna work nearly as well. Basically, all shaders, all third-party shaders are gonna break because I'm presuming that Minecraft doesn't do too much pre-processing to the shaders before it sends them into the graphics API. And, well, Vulkan, while it technically uses the same shader languages, the shaders are in a much different format when it's fed to the API. You see, the way OpenGL handles shaders is it just takes in the raw text of the shader. So shaders are distributed in a plain text format, which, is, I guess, convenient enough. But where it really falls apart is when you don't want to share your very, very custom proprietary shaders with the wide world. Because they're all distributed as plain text, anyone can read them, anyone can steal them for their own programs without paying the authors. So Vulkan attempts to solve this by using an intermediary compiled representation called SPIR-V, or SPIR-5? SPIR-5? I don't know. Anyhow, but uses that. And so obviously the shaders for Minecraft are going to be expected to be compiled into that, which any distributed shaders currently aren't. Not to mention there are some subtle differences between how you write shaders for OpenGL and Vulkan with relation to how uniforms are formatted and stuff. So they're probably just not going to work. And the shader mods also just won't work. That is until new ones come out, because obviously people are going to keep making them. They're just going to be different than before. But I don't really use shaders, so, I guess we're going to bed now. But theoretically, this change will also allow for much more complex and interesting shaders to be created in third-party mods, because Vulkan is overall a significantly more powerful graphics API, especially for shaders and stuff. Because, while I think ray tracing was technically a thing that could exist before in OpenGL, it's significantly better supported in Vulkan. So if you're doing ray tracing stuff or any new age graphics technology frame generation and DLSS like that, that stuff's way more possible to do in Vulkan than in yeah, that stuff is way better to do in Vulkan than in OpenGL. I don't even know if it's possible. But yeah, that's something interesting to look forward to. That should also, and also actually another reason why they're doing this is so that they can actually bring vibrant visuals to Java Edition, because OpenGL is basically fucking them on all this. Or so I've heard. Although actually, something else I saw is that they're also asking mod developers, hey, if you've had to do your own low-level stuff in OpenGL before instead of using the Minecraft API, what specifically would you need from us to be able to use Minecraft's internal API directly? Which is actually pretty nice of them, offering effectively to make this transition as smooth as possible by building in or baking in support for various mechanics that maybe in the future will make mod or upgrading mods easier. So yeah, that's how tall do I want this room? We'll go down another level after this. Where the fuck am I gonna store the output for this? Now I'm asking the real questions. I was just I'll build a sugarcane farm, dig out a hole, Bibbidi bobbidi boop. It's built. Hang on a second. The finer implementation details are suddenly getting to me. So, there's some exciting news along that front. Let's see, things to talk about. That is... Okay, I'll go down one more level, and then I'll, like, mock up a bit in the space what I want to do for the sugarcane farm, because I'm probably just going to use the design that I've used for the since... Have I used this design since Season 1? Well, no. Season 2 is Season 2 is when I first properly used this design that I'm thinking of as is, but I think I used a variant of it in Season 1 at some point. I actually don't remember, though. Yeah, I just don't remember if I, Yeah, I don't remember what I did back in... Or if I actually used this design in Season 1, or if I did something else entirely. Huh. I guess it doesn't matter, because I functionally, apart from Season 3, where Jared E. Cool built the sugarcane farm, and I just, it broke constantly, and I just used that, I guess. Apart from that, sugarcane farm design I used in Season 2 is what we're going to go doing here. Because that is a fairly resource-effective design. I built it last season, a much longer version last season. Actually, I want this to be 3 tall. Each one, wait, how tall is each layer of this? We have sand, sugarcane, air block. So it's 4 blocks tall. That means we need to be at least 12 blocks deep. Which this definitely is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I gotta go down 4 more. Alright. Alright. I don't care about the stone. I'll care at some point in the future, but not right now. Alright. Let's see. So, actually, I can talk about something I was doing yesterday. So, yesterday, I was, working on a thing that's using C++. And I was trying to refactor it a bit. It's an external or someone else's, like a project I found online that I wanted to do some stuff with. So, I tried to refactor it a bit so that maybe what I'm gonna do is gonna be easier. I actually don't know if this is gonna help. I kind of have an idea of how I'm gonna use this though. But the thing with this, so what I was gonna do is I was gonna like put some stuff into like an array, the fancy dynamic array, and I was gonna feel real good about, so that was gonna make it more easily accessible and clean to read. It was gonna feel all good about it. And then I started getting errors about, C++'s fun cryptic errors being like, you cannot, no delete found for this, or copy constructor not available, or something like that. I was like, what do you mean? And it turns out this type that's involved, there's a type or something involved what I'm doing that is not too happy with me, or with, being duplicated and shoved around, which causes all sorts of issues, and it, getting me very annoyed trying to make this work. Just trying all sorts of things, doing like pointers and references and stuff. And nothing was working. And so I believe what I did in the end is I kind of just gave up and was like, okay, fine, you win. I'm not going to use an array here. I'm just going to make a struct that has exactly as many elements as I need it to have. And then I'm going to overload the array operator so I can just access it like an array. And then that works. Pain in my ass, quite frankly, but hey. Hey, I got it running, so. Okay, let's get some resources here. So, actually, I'm going to need some glazed terracotta because this involves slime. That or it's droppers, and I don't want to waste this redstone, so, there's really only one option. Right, upstairs we go. Chuck that in there. Get rid of the ores, because I actually just don't care about them anymore. And save that stuff for later. Alright. Look how full my storage is getting. Awful. Just awful. I got 8. Okay, I could melt down this white terracotta, this red. Ooh, there's some more glazed terracotta. Ooh, we got pink that we could also use here. That's great. We got more pink up here if we need it. That's regular terracotta there. I can't really melt that stuff down. For now, I'll just settle for what I got here. And then I need slime itself. And get all that stuff smelted down. I got like some pistons and stuff in my ender chest I could probably use. I'll need some. Do I have sand in here? Not significantly. I have like 6 pieces or something. Yeah, okay. So get some sand there. And then of course we'll need some water, and we'll also need some blocks to water log. Like, this is not going to look pretty, guys. Not at all. Ice. For now, that'll be enough. And actually, take some of this, make some stairs out of it. Right. So there's that. And we'll just take some extra terracottas. Alright. So let's go kind of tease out what this whole situation here is going to look like. Let's see. Alright, let's see. And yep, there's a bunch of stone and crap down here. Listen to that popping sound as I pick it up. And my inventory's full. Great! Bat! Pest! Anyhow, let's throw some of that over there so I have some empty space. Ender chest, redstone stuff. I have a single goddamn sticky piston! I have 35 regular pistons. Let's go. Alright, now we have 9 sticky pistons. Alright, so We'll start a block away from the wall because we're going to need some space. Start a block forward there. So we're going to have this here. There's going to be probably some water running right in front of here. Nope, don't want to place that torch. Let's see. I need to move this another block forwards. Alright, there we go. So we have sand across here. On most levels, but probably not the first, we'll have some waterlogged stairs there. This can be just like any block. No, there can't be any block there. That's got to be glazed terracotta there. We'll have piston, 1, 2, 12 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I guess, this. That'd move like that. We, continue this stuff down here, whatever. I'll go up and, this is probably not very permanent. I'll just go up and get the rest of this later. Put a sticky piston there. All the sand blocks. Was there a reason why? I feel like I've never made them this long. Was there a reason for that? Probably, but I don't know what it was. So then right there. Actually, we can get some sea lanterns for lighting here. That would be a good idea. Well, actually, no. Those would have to go where these stone blocks go, okay? Because there and there have to be that. The sugarcane's going to go right in here. Actually, let me... Oh, I remember why we had to limit the state blocks. It's because of you. We can get around that, actually. We can just flood this area now so I can... Let's go grab some sugarcane and some sea lanterns. Well, that didn't go too well. No, did it. Alright. A better entrance is definitely going to be warranted, but then again, I'm probably not going to want to come in there and look at that, like, ever. So I'm going to need to put in I'm going to need to put in a storage room anyway, so we'll just use that. Alright. So. Alright, let's see. Sea lanterns and... What was the other thing? Oh, sugarcane. Yeah, okay. Sea lanterns, no, that's just colored blocks now. Where are... Alright, there's sea lanterns. I'm still... Okay, I got some open space in my inventory, I suppose. And that's probably enough of that. Alright, so now we take all this underground and we see what we got. Dude, I can dig down a little bit more for those water trenches, so those not being correct right now is fine. The laziest solution would actually be to just like continuously slope them down. That would be the laziest solution. A valid solution, but lazy. The other option is I do like trapdoors and shit. Or upper half slabs, I guess, actually. That have water on top of them that flows off in one direction. I could also do that. Those are my options, basically, for this. It's entirely doable. But would actually mean I have to fill the stairs in the back. And I don't have buckets to do that with. That'll be a problem for me later, though. So, this room is definitely not long enough for the two of these, though. So I definitely would want to make this room long enough for at least two of these. This way. And we were already about 3 high. I decidedly did not grab any any more terracotta blocks from the furnaces. Let's go do that then. Yeah, as it turns out, I'm probably going to need a fair amount of terracotta for this. Because each block of sugarcane needs at least two. Two glazed terracotta blocks. Yeah. Alright. So, there we go. Alright. I've realized I've kind of come to live out of this cave system. I mean, my stuff is above ground, I guess, for some of that stuff, but the rest of it's in the cave. I mean, mind you, I'm doing a good job at making it not look like a cave. In fact, I dug out this entire hallway, basically, but this wasn't a cave. This was open air. I just covered over it because I wanted a nice flat wheat field. That's an authentic village well, by the way. Alright, so blah, 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 blah. We place in the sugarcane. It'll grow up here. What should we start with this? So we'll just place the terracotta blocks in like that. Alright, so that's the size of one layer. We're going to put two more on top of that. I do got more digging to do that, though. Actually, let me make sure that I did not miscount this. Oh yeah, that launches sugarcane so far. What I may have to do is in the middle of the waterway here, so like here-ish, I might have to put a wall for that stuff to slam into. Oh well, who cares? Not me. Oh, man. Boy, am I fat. Anyhow, here's the one. Okay, this water is loud and annoying. The one problem with this setup here is that it's kind of a pain to go up here. So if we go there, there's that. You boop, boop, boop. That. So there is the next layer. So yeah, we basically just have enough space for one more layer there. Well, not pink yet. I want the white stuff for now. It's probably not going to be white by the time it gets up here, but okay. So yeah, that's what this is all going to look like. And pretend there's sugarcane there and there. So that's what this is going to look like vertically. You know, imagine it's awesome. And we're going to have two of these next to each other. And then we're going to have more of them going this way. For that, because I'm probably going to put that wall in, we're going to do 3 blocks of space here. So, there. And then each of these things is like about 3 blocks wide, so I'm going to need to dig that way as well. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I need 3 blocks that way and a bunch of blocks that way to actually get all this stuff. Oh, that's fun. I did not anticipate that. Let's pick up the ender chest. Here, just make sure it's a little bit obvious how I'm planning to do this for a little bit later. Alright. And now, oh my god, this water is so fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up. Hopefully the sugarcane doesn't mind for now not having some water source. Oh fuck, it minded. Well, the rest didn't. Is that some new feature in the game? Where sugarcane will just automatically pop when water's removed? Since when is that a thing? Like, actually, since when is that a thing? Oh, my battery's low, dang it. Oh, hey! Like, same time, there's the call for the WAN show. Been 40 minutes and we've dug a bit of a hole. I'm gonna continue digging this hole out a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's the extent of the stream. Hopefully I'm gonna be back on Sunday. I don't know. I think I have something on Coolcraft that I actually want to do on Sunday. So that should hopefully be fun. That or I'll be doing something else. I don't know. Anyhow, so with that, I'll have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like on the stream on your way out. And subscribe. Check out my game, which is linked in the description tonight. I'll see you on the next live stream, video, or whatever. Bye!